Thanks for checking out this video. You could be listening to any idiot on the internet with a mic in front of them, but you chose to listen to us, and we appreciate that.
We're sending you a virtual hug. If you have any trade questions or start-sit questions, leave a comment. Justin or myself will definitely respond, or maybe even both of us will respond.
If you like the video, drop us a like, comment, sub. You know the drill.
Welcome to A Tribe Called Fantasy with your hosts, Greg and Justin.
Check the description for players that just didn't make the list this week, and leave us a comment if we forgot anyone on the list. At 36 this week, we have Malcolm Brown. He's definitely not the lead back on the Rams. Is he even a backup? I don't really know. It's hard to tell. Darrell Henderson seems to have the most value on that team, but every once in a while, Malcolm Brown will touch the ball. Bit of a tough matchup against the Bears, but that's why Malcolm Brown barely makes the cut. Barely makes the cut.
Oh.
Malcolm Brown barely makes the cut.
Somebody hold this guy back.
Please. That's why he barely makes the cut at 36. I have nothing good to say about Malcolm Brown, but he has value over some other running backs.
You like him more than Cam Akers, who put up a nice goose egg this week?
I mean, barely. I think that you could really – you could pick and choose between these running backs. I mean, I guess I slightly lean towards Malcolm Brown because we've seen him do the work.
He's the veteran. I just hope you don't have to play either of them.
Same. I think at some point, though, I think that we'll see Cam Akers get involved inevitably he's going to get involved at some point. They're going to want to play their rookie. So I think Malcolm Brown will continue to see less and less work. It just kind of the timing of it.
It's tough because he is the veteran. I remember watching one game and the commentators were talking about how they being Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson look up to Malcolm Brown. He's just a good dude in the workplace. So it's all up in the air, though. But coming in hot at number 35, Greg's favorite player, Chris Glassbones Thompson. Been a trade point between me and Greg for many years. Definitely doesn't have the value he used to, but
even when we were trading him, in retrospect, did he have the value?
Oh, 100%. He was crazy on Washington, but on the Jags,
he was getting hurt though.
Yeah, he did follow Jay Gruden. That's the only reason he's on the Jags to begin with.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I think this week against the Chargers, if you're looking for a real Hail Mary play, I think he does have some good passing down work. The Chargers offense looks pretty good. They can move the ball well. They can score. Justin Herbert is throwing lasers out there 60 yards, so they might have a little bit more possession than they're used to, but they might have to throw themselves back in. Hope for a touchdown, settle for some PPR work, but don't be expected if he drops 4.
Yeah. It should be noted, too, that they do involve James Robinson in the passing game, which is why Chris Thompson's a bit lower on our list. But yeah, he's definitely a pass specialty back. So
he's like the every other third down back.
Yeah. Sounds about right. At 34, we have Latavius Murray. If there is any complimentary running back that is likely to find the end zone, it'll be Latavius Murray. He's touching the ball a lot more than a lot of other complimentary running backs. I mean, most of these other running backs in this list aren't going to touch the ball 10-plus times. Latavius Murray has done that on several occasions. He has a very nice matchup against the Carolina Panthers. I could see a scenario in which I don't know that the Saints will necessarily blow out the Panthers, but in the event of a blowout, Latavius Murray is going to see the ball. He's going to get goal line touches too.
Yeah, I think he has value even if they don't blow him out.
And he's an absolute must-have handcuff.
Oh, for sure. Don't ever drop him for whatever reason. At 33, though, you got Josh Kelly going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bit of a disappointment. You probably picked up Josh Kelly thinking this guy was going to be the feature back, but he's maintained the same exact role he had when Austin Eckler was there. He's just the goal line back. He gets worked in every once in a while. Justin Jackson just completely took over the Austin Eckler role. Had 8 carries, 9 carries, 11 carries the past 3 games. So bit of a drop-off compared to his first 2. I think the fact that he's fumbled twice in the past 3 games doesn't help him.
Sheesh.
And they were both huge fumbles. The fumble against the Panthers ended up setting the Panthers up in scoring position. They ended up losing by a touchdown. Same thing with the Bucs. He fumbled. They were going to do a 2-minute drive. It was like 40 seconds. Fumbles the ball on like the 20-yard line.
Bro, you really are a Chargers fan.
Dude,
God damn.
when you have this many Chargers
my
players
God.
on your fantasy team, you watch a lot of Chargers games.
Wait, do you have Joshua Kelly on your team?
And no, I picked up
Okay.
Justin Jackson.
Okay.
I'm a wise Chargers fan.
Nice. Chargers is a good team to jump on board at the moment.
Man, I want to be a Falcons fan, but they can't even suck correctly, so
I'll save my Falcons comments for another player,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay. I think Joshua Kelly is good, but you're really banking on a touchdown. I probably would not start him if you have a better option as a wide receiver. Wide receiver is a little more deep. You have better opportunity. I think Justin Jackson's going to carry the workload, but maybe hold on to him. If Justin Jackson does go down, then Josh Kelly's going to be the dude, because Austin Eckler's not coming back till at least week 8, maybe week 9.
Hate it. Follow me on this one. Our number 32 running back, Frank Gore. Were you? I don't think you were a Boy Scout. Were you a Boy Scout? Were you a Cub Scout?
No fucking chance, bro.
Well, as a Boy Scout and a Cub Scout,
Nice.
at
Was
a
that
certain
was that a
point,
low-key flex?
low key flex. Low key flex.
No Eagle Scout, though.
No, not a chance.
Oh.
I didn't want to die a virgin. No disrespect to any Eagle Scouts, actually.
Dude, that was
Eagle Scout,
disrespectful.
you know what? I take it back. Eagle Scout is quite an accomplishment.
We got a couple homies that are Eagle Scouts. They slay.
No way. Who?
Chris,
Oh, shit. Wow. I did not realize Chris was an Eagle Scout.
you just got to, like, build park benches and shit. It's nothing serious. It looks good on your resume.
Not true at all. It is a lot of work to be an
Okay.
Eagle Scout.
Touche.
And it is also involved with religion. So it's kind of an interesting crossover to see
Well-
Chris involved with some religious shit. I don't want to speak on Chris's religious
Yeah,
beliefs.
that's probably the reason why I'm.
We'll have to hit up Chris and tell him that we name drop him in the episode. Anyways, as a Boy Scout, at a certain point, you earn your whittling chip, which is, I don't know if that's the proper name. It's something along those lines, where you earn a pocket knife. And you get, typically, it's like kind of like a tradition for like your parents to pass you down a pocket knife. Anyways. Frank Gore-
Wait, what?
Hang on, no,
Wait,
follow me.
I'm trying.
It's about to connect. It's
But
about
what
to connect.
parent just has like a random pocket knife that they've passed down for generations?
Like if your parent is into like camping shit or was like a Boy Scout.
oh god.
So,
Oh, as a lack of a father figure, I'm just waiting for my.
yeah. Mine was my
Army
stepdad.
knife.
Yeah. One day you'll get yours, sweet boy.
Sweet boy. Well, now I gotta go buy one for my kid
Yeah.
that I don't have yet.
Hey, we're trying though.
Yeah.
Just trying for a kid.
What? All right, I'm following you.
Okay. Anyways, Frank Gore is a pocket knife of sorts, because not only did he get 11 carries, he also had gotten involved in the passing game a bit. 4 catches for 24 yards. It was definitely a bit of a stretch.
That might be the worst analogy I've ever heard.
Anyways, Frank Gore is straight trash, but there's no one else to run the ball.
Dude, don't
on the
ever
Jets.
disrespect that Hall of Famer like that.
Is Frank Gore a Hall of Famer?
Is he a Hall of Famer?
I mean, I guess he. Yeah.
he
Okay.
has
Sorry.
more rushing yards
Sorry.
than
All
pretty
right,
much
man.
anyone. Wow,
All right.
I hated all of that. We're just gonna move.
I had to
right-
find a way to enjoy talking about Frank Gore.
We're gonna move right along into Adrian Peterson at number 31, going up against the Falcons. He had 15 carries, 40 yards, and a tutty. Back-to-back games with a touchdown, actually. So looking pretty good. He is the main running back, but when I say running back, I mean strictly running. Does not get any pass work. There are other people on the team for that, so his value isn't as high as you'd like it to be. You can start him in the flex, feel average about it. Maybe you have some buys. You got to throw him in at the RB2. But with the Falcons matchup, I still think they're trash. I think this week was a blip, but I could be wrong. I'll eat those words later. I do like Adrian Peterson, though, season long. I think he'll continue to get better. Probably going to drop a nice 20-point game sometime soon.
You can trust him to run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
Hall of
all right.
Famer. Another Hall of Famer.
Another Hall of Famer. All right, so
Yeah.
this one you know, but Frank Gore, I don't know.
Sorry, I have a recency bias on Frank Gore. It's left a bitter taste in my mouth. I mean, I guess like as if you have a team, I mean, you could do a lot worse than Frank Gore. Do you have anything left to say about Adrian Peterson?
No, let's move on.
All right. At 30, we have J.D. McKissic.
Dude, your pocket knife thing just fucked me up. Keep going. I'm
What,
sorry.
you missing your dad?
Oh, I'm laughing through the pain.
Yo, leave it off the pod. At 30, we have J.D. McKissic. He's currently the bane to my existence as an Antonio Gibson owner. He touched the ball 8 times for 41 yards, got involved in the passing game, which is what hurts the most. 6 receptions for 43 yards. He's been involved in the passing game the past couple of weeks. So he's going to give you a nice base floor. Same word. He's going to give you a nice floor, especially against the Cowboys. Well, I was going to say high-powered Cowboys, but after the Monday night game, we can't really keep saying that because Andy Dalton looks like hot garbage.
I think they'll get it back on track.
I think so too. J.D. McKissic's going to be involved in the passing game. He's kind of in a split backfield with Antonio Gibson, so he's going to have value in PPR formats just for his involvement there.
Absolutely. Coming in at 29, we got Le'Veon Bell. It's going to be his first week on the team. So he signed later in the week. You have to wait 7 days, so he wasn't eligible to play this Monday. But he will see his first action against the Broncos. I don't see him having a huge role, but if you sign someone that good, you don't just leave him on the bench. He's gonna get work. He's gonna get some passing down work. He's gonna get some catches. Probably get, I would say, like 6 to 10 carries would be my guess. I think you can start him in the flex if you're real desperate, but otherwise you're gonna be holding on to him for a little bit. Just see it out. Maybe Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the truth, and you wasted your pick on Lev Bell, but it can't be worse than when he was on the Jets.
To be honest, if you have Le'Veon Bell, you're probably stuck playing him.
Potentially.
I mean,
not a good feeling, but.
Do you think at any point during the season we see Le'Veon Bell take on the lead back role, or do you think it's going to be a committee backfield?
I don't ever think we'll see him can just be the number one guy workhorse back, but I could see a scenario where it's a 60-40 split.
Yeah.
Probably about we'll say 50-30, 15-5, because they're always going to have Darrell Williams. They're always going to do some shit for Darwin Thompson, but I don't ever see him fully getting all 3 downs for a whole drive multiple times a game.
I feel like maybe towards the end of the season, into the playoffs, when they're playing games that have more significance. I mean, I guess every game has significance, but when they're in tighter games, Le'Veon Bell is going to get the ball.
Yeah.
But to be honest, who knows if they're going to be in tight games because they're just blowing teams out left and right.
That's true. Yeah. I think he will be that Manu Ginobili off the bench. Just like you're getting that fourth quarter grind going. Doesn't matter. It's Manu.
We will be starting a basketball fantasy podcast in the offseason, so stay tuned.
No fucking chance we're doing that.
At 28, we have Phillip Lindsay going against the Chiefs. We don't really know what this backfield looks like with both Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. So it definitely would make me apprehensive as either a Melvin Gordon or a Phillip Lindsay owner. But Phillip Lindsay did get 23 carries for 101 yards last game, which is a lot of touches. Melvin Gordon was out sick with strep throat, so they say.
Probably caught the Rona in jail.
Yeah, maybe a little hungover, perhaps.
Maybe high as a kite.
Who
still.
knows?
Probably blazing as he's driving down the road.
Are they allowed? Never mind. I already know the answer to that. I was going to ask if they're allowed to do weed in Denver, but it's just I think the NFL eased up on marijuana usage.
Yeah,
actually.
I think it's the law that's really holding them back here. I think maybe the federal law.
Hashtag legalize it.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't forget to vote. Anyways, we don't know what that backfield looks like. Phillip Lindsay, his usage, and Melvin Gordon's usage is going to be questionable. If anything, I think we see kind of an even split between them.
Absolutely. I'm coming in hot with 27, Boston Scott going against the Giants. I'm not feeling great about this one. You actually were the forefront of this.
Yeah, I can speak on Boston Scott against the Giants then.
My biggest thing, though, is he had this before in week 1 and didn't do anything with it.
Oh yeah. Big time. You're absolutely right about that.
I don't even know what to say.
He should get the work. No one can really fill in for Miles Sanders and what he can do for that offense. But they're going to try and use Boston Scott. The Giants it's a pretty solid matchup as far as defense goes. It's really just will Boston Scott will Boston Scott fall into the end zone, and I think it'll happen. There's not really much competition in that backfield, which is why
you got Corey Clement.
Yeah, he's going to be a passing down back though. I think goal line time, which is what you're going to be playing him for, he'll get the work. over Corey Clement. They'll probably throw it to Alshon Jeffrey though if he's playing on the goal line. That's what they like to do. But I mean, if you're in this position, you're kind of grasping at straws, and I think Boston Scott will. You're betting on him falling into the end zone. It might happen. It might not. It's not a great. I think they're playing Thursday night too, so you're not loving to play Boston Scott. I don't want to play Boston Scott if I don't have to.
Man, you're so back and forth on this one. You were really stroking some egos, and then you just tore them right down.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't love to start any of these players in any of these positions.
Touché.
But at least Boston Scott, the reason for I have him, I like him more than Phillip Lindsay is because he's not he's not going to be in a split back role. He's going to be a feature back.
Touche. You wanna take this next one?
Yeah, I'll keep going. I'm hot, baby. At 26, we have DeAndre Swift. Last week had 14 carries, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 7 yards. He's looking like he might take on that lead. I shouldn't say lead back role. They're going to continue to do a committee backfields, but they're going to try and find ways to get him the ball. They're going to try and find ways to feature him, whether it be in the passing game. They handed the ball 14 times, which is the first time they've given him that many touches all season. Has a very nice matchup against a weak Falcons defense. I like DeAndre Swift this week.
He looks good. Let's see. We got Antonio Gibson at 25 going up against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm also going to toss the rock to you on this one. I don't really feel like talking about any of the Washington players.
Man, I don't mind it. Antonio Gibson, if you're an Antonio Gibson owner, you're just like, what do I do right now?
Which is you?
Yeah, which is me. Hopefully you have other options. Hopefully you don't have to start Antonio Gibson. He's a talented player. You saw his touches go down a bit and J.D. McKissic get involved. It's really sad because you see J.D. McKissic get involved in the passing game, but Antonio Gibson is involved in the passing game a little bit. They're going to find ways to get them both involved. They're going to kind of take a committee approach. Antonio Gibson's a talented player, so hopefully you don't have to start Antonio Gibson, but if you do have to, he's a talented player, so you can trust that at least. They want to get him involved. They want to find ways to get playmakers the football. Antonio Gibson's a playmaker.
Absolutely. Another head scratcher, though, 24, Devin Singletary. The only reason he's this high is because they're playing the Jets. He's not been good these past 2 weeks. He had pretty good weeks 1 through 4. So I think we can see something similar. I think maybe he'll have a little more passing down work. They've just been in some rough games. It's not a mystery that Devin Singletary has bad games the 2 weeks that the Bills are losing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think as a Devin Singletary owner, you're seeing all this shit on ESPN about like assessing his value. Like, do I panic? Ignore all that. Play him against the Jets. If he doesn't perform this week, he never will. And then maybe you can look to package him or trade him. But overall, he is a good player. And the Bills are a good offense. They just look to pass first. And if they are going to run, it's going to be Josh Allen's big white ass.
Very true.
Trucking some middle linebacker.
At 23, we have Melvin Gordon III against the Chiefs. We have him ranked higher above Phillip Lindsay just because, I mean, if you're running a team and you have Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay, you're going to want to feature Melvin Gordon a little more. I see a scenario where we do see them get split carries. But Melvin Gordon's a talented player. He's just a playmaker with the ball in his hands. I mean, Phillip Lindsay is too, but when it comes down to pushing a ball in goal line formation, we're going to see Melvin Gordon get that carry, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree, or do you disagree?
No, I completely agree. I just hope that his strep coronavirus he's got is taken care of. He's done getting dewies, and hopefully you don't see any team suspensions.
They've seemed to have mentioned that they're not really planning on doing any of that. So I mean, we got to take that at. I mean, we can't really speculate. We just kind of have to take that at face value and assume that they want to play Melvin Gordon.
I would if I was the
Same.
Broncos. They are the worst team in the league by far. They've suffered so many injuries and yet still somehow win games, even though it's only been against the Jets and Patriots. But
I think the Dolphins are the worst team.
No, they're the best average team.
All right,
they're 3-3.
all
It's
right.
different. They're starting
Fair
Tua.
enough. Yeah, I heard.
That's wild.
Not a fan.
I miss Fitzpatrick already.
I already do too.
All right, coming up next, we got number 22, James White. They're taking on the 49ers. This guy is a model of consistency. The 2 weeks he's played recently, he had the week 5 bye, but 7 and 8 catches. He's going to put up these numbers every game. The Patriots love using him in weird, funky ways. They maybe can even line him up in slot, but he's always going to get that third down back work. He's always going to be one of Cam's favorite targets. Cam likes throwing to the running back, and he's just always open. So I think you can start James White every single week in your flex. Maybe he's your running back 2 this week because you have some bye weeks, but you're in pretty good shape if you're starting James White.
At 21, we have Darrell Henderson Jr. Last week had 14 carries for 88 yards. He seems to be the lead back in the Rams' backfield. Take that with a grain of salt because they want to involve their other running backs, I think. But out of them, he's had the most fantasy value, so we're going to rank him as such. Has a tough matchup against the Bears, though.
Tough matchup.
Yeah.
The Bears' defense is good. Really just depends which Nick Foles you're getting, though. You getting ice-cold Nick Foles, or you getting sizzling hot Nick Foles who's throwing 60-yard dimes and Allen Robinson's getting 50 fantasy points?
I thought ice-cold Nick Foles was, like, the good version of Nick Foles. And then you said sizzling hot. Because, like, being ice-cold is also a good thing.
I guess so.
I guess it depends.
I mean, if you're Damian Lillard, it's cool.
Yeah,
That's
true.
A double basketball reference
or
in football podcast.
I almost said Jamarcus Russell. Jesus.
Jeez, that's ice-cold.
Ice-cold, yeah.
Ice-cold.
Bricks.
I mean, Matty Ice.
Ice cubes. Forget it. D'Angelo Russell was the name I was looking for.
Oh, nice, man.
Ice in his veins. Very different players.
Yeah, I think that's just a basketball thing.
Yeah.
Coming up next, though, at number 20, we have Jerick McKinnon taking on the Patriots. We just saw with Phillip Lindsay that they can be run on. They're not the Patriots defense of a couple years ago that was just dropping 20 points a game in fantasy. Just an absolute madman. Raheem Mostert is hurt on IR.
Should be out for a handful of weeks.
Man, I'm glad I didn't trade for him.
Yeah.
But it's a good problem to have when you have 3 running backs on your team that can all start, but it sucks when 2 of them are hurt and now you're left with Jerick McKinnon and he's also injury prone.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't count on him for the season, but this week, pretty solid matchup. And just an overall good player.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy. Yeah. I think that's the biggest question.
Which he has not since he was on the Vikings. Wow. And that seems like an eternity ago.
Yeah, I was about to say. Good Lord, my memory doesn't even recall that.
Yeah.
At 19, we have Devonta Freeman taking on the Eagles. He's getting the ball, man. 17 carries in week 5, 18 carries last week. Not really too involved in the passing game, but he has the ability to. Because of the workload and the Giants just kind of not being great. I kind of like Devonta Freeman. I could see them relying on him for some veteran leadership and some consistency at that running back position.
I think he's just going to get better each week. He's been on the team for only a couple weeks, signed mid-season, so they like him. They're giving him the work. He's trying to fulfill the Saquon Barkley role, but the team's offensive line is not good, and you can't win with a bad offensive line. So coming up next, though, we have David Montgomery taking on the Los Angeles Rams, not the St. Louis Rams. Almost said that. Man, what a blast from the past, too.
Wow.
All these teams just getting swapped around.
I miss it. I miss the St. Louis Rams.
Almost as much as you miss the Oakland Raiders.
Almost. I miss them a little more, though.
Makes sense. David Montgomery having another good week. He has just been a model of consistency since Nick Foles came. At least 10.7 points in all 3 games that he was the starter. Last week he had his most carries with 19. Only made 58 yards out of that, but I just think that was just poor game script. There were times where the Bears were struggling. I think that if the offense is going to look better, which it should, the Rams is a tough matchup, but I think that David Montgomery can pull through. He gets the workload. Nick Foles will pass him. He's got a good passing down work, 4 catches, 7 catches, 3 catches in the past 3 weeks. So not a sexy start, but a safe start.
He did have a touchdown taken back. He just It was like at the 1 or like a couple inches. So
It's always tough.
yeah, his fantasy outlook was almost a bit brighter. But yeah, he does get the work. At 17, we have Clyde Edwards-Helaire really slipping down our rankings.
Definitely looks wrong,
Yeah,
but it feels right.
Yeah, agreed. He had 26 carries for 161 yards, which is a lot of work. It was a game. They were playing the Bills. It was a rainy day. You want to run the ball in that type of weather.
I think the Bills game scripted the pass out. I think they didn't want to. Tyreek Hill had a terrible game. I think they set their mind to, I'm not going to get beat by Tyreek Hill, and I'm not going to get beat by Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
So whatever else happens, we'll live with it. And it just happened to be Clyde Edwards' day, and he popped off.
It's going to be interesting to see how – I think Clyde Edwards will be the feature back for now, but it's going to be something that you're going to want to monitor going forward with Le'Veon Bell. I mean, that's just too big of a pickup, and he's too talented of a player for it not to cut into Clyde Edwards-Helaire snap count.
Absolutely.
I think you're going to see it significantly. I would predict significantly drop when you have Le'Veon Bell, a true seasoned veteran in there with proven production. You're gonna capitalize on that.
I don't think we'll see the huge drop yet, but I do think
agreed.
Expect some pullback.
Yeah, if you have him, you're still gonna start him though.
Yeah, you're hurt. Sure. You're really upset though, because damn, you had to get him in the first round if you wanted him.
Yeah, you couldn't have predicted that Le'Veon Bell would end up on the Chiefs.
No chance. At 16, we have Todd. I got arthritis in my knees. Gurley.
Mean.
Definitely rude. He's coming off a good carry game, terrible yardage game. 20 carries for 47 yards, had 3 catches and 20 yards. So that saved his day. I think he'll have a much better game against the Lions. It is a pretty stout Lions front, but the Lions overall, I just don't have faith in them. I don't know how you feel about the Lions.
I mean, I feel very meh about the Lions, I would say.
I think Todd Gurley has success. I wouldn't say he's going to have old Todd Gurley days. I think that's way past him, but he's a good player. Drafted him pretty early. You got to start him. I think you can feel pretty good about this Lions matchup.
Oh, I wanted to mention this about Falcons, actually.
Oh.
There has been speculation that they're going to try and trade Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that would just make Todd Gurley owners feel pretty good. Yeah, I mean, how would it not? Because what else are they going to do? I guess you have Calvin Ridley, but I'd say it would. I mean, he's getting the ball 20-ish times a game, not 14 to 20 times a game.
Yeah, as an Atlanta native, that makes me excited.
Yeah.
I want to be a Falcons fan, but with Matty Ice Cold back there captaining the ship, I feel terrible about it. You can't root for somebody you can't trust.
Exactly, and you can't trust him.
So I root for no one.
At 15, we have David Johnson going against the Packers. David Johnson has gotten the work, but just been very mediocre as far as fantasy goes. Found the end zone last week, which kind of saved his day. 12.9 fantasy points.
13.9.
13.9?
Don't skimp, my boy.
I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing 12.9. Wow. Look at mine. Mine says 12.9.
Are you even looking at the right guy?
Yeah, bro.
You're in the wrong league, my guy.
Oh, for real? My bad. Damn.
You're killing it.
Anyways, 13.9.
19 carries.
19 carries, though. So if you have David Johnson, you're going to start him every week. You're not going to think about it. You're not going to feel too great. But against the Packers, maybe he'll get involved in the passing game a bit. Hopefully, he'll find the end zone. That's kind of what you're banking on.
Well, it's good to note that his two games with the most carries have both been since Bill O'Brien left.
And he's not there anymore.
And
his foreseeable
his ass is gone. You know, he was like 7 different positions.
Who, David Johnson?
No, Bill O'Brien. He was like the GM.
Oh, God.
The head of like some kind of player association thing. Wow. Like he was like writing contracts, but also coaching them. So
he's no Bill Belichick.
No fucking chance.
That is for sure.
Coming in at 14, we got Joe Mixon taking on the Browns. This guy just gets the work. You never know when he's going to have that crazy game like he did. I don't ever expect it personally, but you got him on your team for a reason, and it's so you can see those games every once in a while. The consistency is just not there. The Bengals aren't that good, but hopefully they're going to be looking to protect Joe Burrow a little more. His head is damn near detached from his body by the fourth quarter every single game. So
Welcome to the league, rookie.
But yeah, they need to get Joe Mixon the ball. So hopefully they do. The Browns defensive line is very good, but more so they're better at getting sacks and rushing the passer, but they can still stuff the run. So I wouldn't expect a huge game, but you never know. Every time you don't expect a game, that's when he goes crazy.
That is true. Why don't you take the next one, too?
Oh, my boy.
I want number 12.
Okay, I don't want number 12. At number 13, we have Justin Jackson taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Made himself the clear number one for sure last game. Went right into Austin Eckler's role. People were saying that Justin Kelly was going to take over. That is not the case. Did I say Justin Kelly? Joshua Kelly. All Joshua Kelly has done has maintained his role. He had that 1 week with 20-plus carries, got the fumbles, has yet to see that again. He's the goal line back, the short yardage back. But other than that, if you need a passing down, if you need just first and second down running back, you're going to go through Justin Jackson. He has completely taken Austin Eckler's role, and I feel good about him this week against the Jags, who they looked real good that first week, looked pretty good the second week, but have just steady declined. And that's what you can expect when your roster is filled with XFL players.
Damn true. Should be a fun game.
Should be.
Kind of a strange game, but I think it'll be surprisingly good.
I'll be watching it. I think it'll be a high-scoring game for no reason.
I think so, too.
I think Gardner and Justin will just be slanging it. A lot of Justins. I'm Justin.
Damn. Too many Justins for my taste.
Should I leave?
Yeah, please.
All right.
I'll finish the show out.
Yeah, finish it up, man.
At 12, we have Kenyan Drake going against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are giving it up on defense. Kenyan Drake is coming off of a huge night where he busted off did you say 69?
Nice.
Hell yeah. 69-yard touchdown run with very little time left. It was something he should not have done, but damn, if you own Kenyan Drake, that was huge.
I think there was about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
So it wasn't, I don't know. It's not baseball. It's not disrespectful for no reason.
True.
If you want to go score a touchdown, go fucking
hell yeah.
celebrate.
I mean, when it was as open a run as he had, too, you might as well take it.
One cut and
He's like, we're 69 yards out.
Give me the ball.
Nice. Let me get that. Kenyan Drake has definitely disappointed you as a fantasy owner up until last night. But he's getting the ball a lot, and it's not going to stop. I know I was hesitant because of Chase Edmonds getting involved, just kind of being very productive with the ball. It doesn't seem like they care. They're just going to keep giving Kenyan Drake the ball. They're going to give him the volume. They're going to continue to give him the volume. And against the Seahawks, I think that volume is going to translate into fantasy points.
I completely agree. Coming in at 11, we have the surprise of the season for the running backs, James Robinson. The rookie's looking real good. They cut Leonard Fournette for a reason, and it was so this guy could get some love. He's taking on the Chargers this week, which is a pretty tough matchup, but has yet to see a game where he scores the single digits, gets at least 10 in every game. He's involved in the passing down back work. That was a lot of words to say that he catches balls, but he does it well. He's just he's a gadget player for sure, but can also be a 3-down running back. So. And Chris Thompson, he gets some work in there, but nobody's eating James Robinson's carries. Unless you're Laviska Shenault, you might fuck around and get a carry or two.
Dang true. At 10, we have Josh Jacobs. The Raiders are coming off of bye week, off a huge win against the Chiefs. Didn't get to talk about that last episode because of the bye week, but man, did they give it to him. Just wanted to get that in. The Bucs is going to be a tough matchup, though.
Just wanted to get that in.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Bucs just gave the Packers the business, and the Raiders are not the Packers. Let's be very self-observant. They're not the Packers, but they're going to give Josh Jacobs the ball a lot. They're going to probably give him the ball 20 times. And hopefully with some new offensive weapons with Henry Ruggs, they'll be able to keep that defense honest. But I think that they're going to key in on Josh Jacobs because it's very obvious what John Gruden wants to do. But with that type of volume and talent, you just can't deny it. He can get in the passing game. Like I said, they're going to feed him the ball. I mean, he's a must start.
Absolutely. Coming in at number 9, Mr. James Conner, going up against the Titans. Pretty tough matchup, but it's safe to say James Conner is back. Out of the past 4 games, yet to go under 15 points fantasy-wise in a PPR league. Had that week 1 injury where they pulled him out. Benny Snell came in. People were singing Benny Snell praise. Oh, Benny Snell's going to be the starter for the season. James Conner's washed. That's all bullshit. James Conner's that dude. He's looking buff as fuck, honestly. It's pretty crazy, but I think he'll do well against the Titans, but I think you can try to manage expectations because the Titans is a pretty stout defense. Even though they do let up a lot of points, I think that's strictly because they end up dropping 20 on your ass in the first quarter, so then they're playing a little bit more prevent. They lighten up the coverages a little bit, not necessarily trying to bully you as much as some other teams would.
You want number 8? Or you want me to go number 8?
I'll take number 8 too.
Go ahead, cuz.
Number 8, Ronald Jones, going up against the Raiders. Greg is a known Ronald Jones hater.
Hey, we were talking about it before, though. I might be switching sides.
Yeah, I think he's finally convinced. The only person in the league to have 3 100-yard rushing games in a row. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I would have never expected that, especially with people like Alvin Kamara and Derrick Henry. But, yeah, Ronald Jones has managed to do it. He's looked good 3 weeks in a row. Ever since Leonard Fournette got hurt and he was solidified as that starter, he's made the most of it. I don't think Leonard Fournette's supposed to be back, but I think even if he does come back, I don't think he sees the role he's necessarily hoping for. I think the Jags cut him for a reason. I don't necessarily know if he's the guy we think he is. I know he's a known lazy boy.
Yeah.
But Ronald Jones is getting the work. He seemed to develop some trust inside of Bruce Arians' offense with Tom and Bruce. So good work on the Ronald Jones scoop.
My thought process on Ronald Jones was fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. Can't get fooled again.
Love Bush.
3rd time's the charm, baby. I mean, yeah, Ronald Jones, you're going to start him until you have a reason not to. At 7, we have Chris Carson. Just a workhorse back on a high-powered offense. He can get it done on the ground. He can get it done in the air. He's got great hands. It's going to be a high-scoring game against the Cardinals, who are putting points on everyone. Seattle's defense is struggling, so you're going to see Chris Carson involved no matter what.
One thing to note is that he does have a bit of a fumble problem.
Ooh.
And Ezekiel Elliot did fumble twice against the Cardinals this week, so could potentially see one of those.
Interesting
storyline. Had him last year, fumbled the ball quite a bit.
Ooh.
But the best thing is Pete Carroll does not care if he fumbles. They're going to give the ball to him right away, so it really doesn't matter. But coming in at 6, we got Mike Davis taking on the Saints. He's just been a steady, consistent player ever since CMC went down. CMC's hurt again, not looking to be back till week 8, you said? Or that's speculation?
Speculation would be week 8, week 9 at the latest.
So you got a couple more weeks of Mike Davis, and you ride him out.
Yeah. At number 5, we have Kareem Hunt. Last week, kind of got stuffed by the Steelers' defense. That whole offense did. But has a better matchup with the Bengals. He's going to get the work. He can catch the ball too if he needs to. Kareem Hunt's a great player to be able to start as a running back 1. You probably have maybe even a better running back. He's your running back 2. You're in good shape if you have Kareem Hunt.
Absolutely. Coming in at number 4, probably my favorite running back in the league to watch, Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
Coming off a huge game against the Texans. They're taking on the Steelers. That's the only reason why he's not a little bit higher up. That defense is very stout. But honestly, who can stop Derrick Henry? I mean, maybe they'll be able to tackle him a few times.
Yeah.
As opposed to he runs out of bounds 5 yards, 6 yards, and just wipes off some scrawny little defender. But You were saying this. He looks like a video game character.
Yeah, he doesn't look real.
He doesn't look
He
real.
looks like a player you would make.
No one that big should be able to run that fast.
Nah.
And he doesn't even look like he's running fast until a DB's trying to catch up to him, and he's losing ground. It doesn't make any sense.
It is truly ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a monster. Big dude. He's got speed. He's got agility. It's nuts.
If anyone could stop him, it would be the Steelers defense, but I don't see anyone stopping him.
Yeah, I personally don't either. Do you know that he is leading the league in yards rushing by almost 100, if not more, and he's only played 5 games?
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Dalvin Cook is number 2, who's also only played 5 games.
Wow, that's crazy. And he rushed for over 200 yards last game.
Yeah, I think
against me. That was a tough L because of Derrick Henry, but I'm not a huge Derrick Henry fan at the moment.
That 94-yard touchdown, bro.
Ruined my day.
Damn near turned me into a Titans fan.
God damn. Understandably so. At number 3, we have Ezekiel Elliott. Had his 2 fumbles last game. Looks like he was not able to step up into the leadership role that you would want, into the feature role you would want. I think that's an outlier performance, if any.
He looked like a sad boy.
He did. He really did.
I thought he was about to cry a couple times. He looked like Derek Carr.
He got beat up, bro. Chill. Bro, chill. Don't even start with that bullshit.
Hey, man, that's the only football player I've ever seen shed a tear on this.
It's not true, dog. It's not true. Bro, I'm tired of this. I've actually gotten into online debates with people. You don't have Instagram, so you can't see me wilding in these comment section. People are there's a post the other day. This is so off base. There's a post the other day. We might have to cut this out.
No, dude, we're grinding out.
There was a post the other day that said it was a Bleacher Report post. I don't know if that means anything to you.
they're cunts.
God, yeah, thank you. They said, is Derek Carr a franchise quarterback?
No.
And I was like, bro, how the fuck could you ask that question? He is literally currently a franchise quarterback.
Oh.
What are you doing?
All right, man.
Check the stats, Bleacher Report, and go fuck yourself. That's my only answer to Bleacher Report. I said my piece.
I'm done triggering you. All
Ezekiel Elliott's gonna bounce back against the Washington football team. Move on.
Number 2, we have Aaron Jones of the Green Bay Packers taking on the Texans. We just saw Derrick Henry go crazy. I think Aaron Jones will have equal success. I also think that they will be looking to bounce back with a vengeance. I think they will beat the shit out of the Texans strictly because they looked at them sideways.
That gets me so hard, bro.
Walking down the sidewalk,
Yep.
like they were like, yo, I'm about to take you down back to the woodshed.
Oh, yeah.
Show you where you don't touch people.
I love it. I completely agree. At number 1, we have Alvin Kamara. Is it any surprise? He's currently the number 1 running back in football. I think. Who knows? Actually, after the Derrick Henry performance last week, it might be Derrick Henry. I don't know. If he's not number 1, he's number 2 or 3. Absolute monster with a fucking amazing matchup. You're just so excited if you have Alvin Kamara.
I thought you were going to say amazing grill.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
His ice game is very strong.
You said Derrick Henry was your favorite running back. I was surprised. I would say Alvin Kamara might be my favorite one to watch.
Yeah, that's tough. I was thinking mainly just like strictly on the ground runner.
Okay.
I like watching Derrick Henry run through 4 people and somehow come out of the other side. But
True.
Nothing beats watching Alvin Kamara in open field.
Yeah, very true. So much steez. Thanks for checking out this video. If you have any issue with where we put any of these players or who we put on this list, go ahead and let us know in the comments. We can handle the heat, and we will not get out of the kitchen.
Bully us if you'd like. We're ready.
We can handle it. We're tough boys, but we are so desperate for approval. Hence the YouTube channel.
Yeah.